three things I would say. I think the first one, I'll just tell you what I would say and then describe each one of them. The first one is, I think, become a self-learner. The second one is try to find a group of like-minded peers who can support each other. And the third one is, discover what makes you happy and work at finding a role where you get that happiness. So I think those are kind of the three things that I would say. The first one, like becoming a self-learner, I think, nowadays, I think, you're responsible for your own career. So, there's no company that's going to take care of you. So, you got to do that yourself. And the best way to learn is for me at least, is I find reading, and in particular, reading long form as opposed to reading stuff on the internet. I think the internet has taught us to consume things in bite-sized chunks, and you're always reading about the latest news about what Elon Musk is up to. And I think it's just a bunch of noise and chaos that's happening. And you don't see, there's not much learning out of that. I think the learning comes out of when you see things over a longer time period. So, example, think about a sine wave, right? If you look at a sine wave and you look at the oscillations, in a short period of time, there's nothing very interesting. But if you look over a long period of time, you might see some trends of it going up or down or things like that. So I think reading things in long form, especially in books, authors have the time to digest, distill, and come up with some unique insights. And I think that's where I think reading things in long form are very helpful. So, and I think, so that's one way to become a self-learner. That's helpful for me. Second one, I think, is finding a group of like-minded peers. I'm a member of a group of friends of mine. We call ourselves, I think, so-called the Achievers, but we meet every 2 months or so. And I think what's really important is we share our goals, our progress, challenges, and difficulties as well. So you learn from others. And it helps kind of keep you on an even keel, because you see what you're going through is nothing unique. Everyone, all your friends and peers are kind of going through similar challenges. And, you see the ups and downs. And as the wise Buddha said, nothing is permanent, everything changes. So even if you're going through your greatest wins or really difficult times, everything changes. So I think that's been really helpful for me, is having and it's more of a formal meeting structure where you kind of you discuss things, and then you just and then we also have a follow-up where once a week we pair up and we kind of just chat with each other as well. So just to keep each other on track. So that's been very helpful. And I think the third one is, discover what makes you happy and find a role. For me, I was very fortunate as I discovered when I was very young. It was kind of, technology, programming. And even to this day, I still code about 30% of my time because that's my happy place. I know that's kind of, that I really enjoy doing that. And also I like being broad as well. So kind of where I'm able to do across different roles. I'd like to understand, how marketing works, the impact on marketing on technology, how, be working with clinicians in my current company with doctors, how doctors work, how they think. And so I like to wear many hats. And I think the only way where I can wear many hats is by being at an early stage startup, because once a company gets large, the roles tend to get very specialized. Just the nature of larger companies. So I think, for me, it's kind of being at a smaller stage startup in technology. So I think that's kind of what works for me. So